with another episode of our excellent podcast. Last time I did the episode, it was just me and Filippa. This time it's just you and me, Carolina.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice to have you back. And now you have a busy schedule, lots of tests and
lots
of stuff before summer break. But I thought we'd do an episode where we look at you, which you are, an international students, and take it from the German sort of perspective of how a German student is comparing to being an international student here in Sweden and at SSHL. And then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Does that sound good? So you will get a bunch of questions and you have to sort of think about how is it in Germany? Is it different? Well, you will get the hang of it once we start. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
There we go. What was your first impression of SSHL when you first arrived?
I mean, if you look at our school website, you can see our school, and it's very beautiful, I would say. Like, the first time I went to the website, I was like, oh my god, the school is so pretty. And then I actually came here for tri-boarding.
You were disappointed.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm
awful.
here. No, but I came for tri-boarding in winter. But still, if you like drive down the road towards the school, you just see it on the like top of the hill, like when you look out of the car, and it's so stunning. Like, it's really pretty. I think that was one of the first impressions, and that everyone was friendly.
For me, it sounds like magic, because it would have been awful if you said something really, really bad. To be honest, what did you think about Swedish people when you first arrived?
I mean, due to me living in other countries before and going to other international schools, I have had friendships with other Swedish students, and I've always found them very friendly, so I didn't expect something else, and I wasn't proven wrong. Everyone's very friendly here.
Good. I like it so far. Was there any big surprises about life in Sweden when you arrived, sort of when you first started living here?
I think that there aren't that much or like that many differences from Sweden to Germany and the life. I would say it's pretty similar.
Is it anything that would be different, you think? It doesn't have to be a big thing, it could be some small things.
I need to think about that.
Okay, we'll get back to it.
I don't think so.
We'll see if you come up with anything. When you first arrived here, did you have, say, wait, what moment? Thinking, this is weird, or what's happening?
There were like a few moments. The first one I can think of is the third rings have a chant that they do on special occasions. And you just sit there and they stand up behind you and they start screaming that chant. And if you don't know of it, the first time you're like, what is happening? Like, you're actually like, oh my god. Like,
they also sing it with a lot of pride.
Oh, they sing it with a lot of pride and very loud. And I'm very proud to be able to sing it next year.
It's one of those songs we have that's our song.
Yeah.
And for those who doesn't know what it is or what it sounds like, you can probably look it up on YouTube. It will be there from other graduations or other students that basically put it up on YouTube. So that was one thing you thought, okay, what's happening here?
And then the second thing is we have like Thursday night dinner. We like to dress up for that. We like to wear pretty dresses or skirts or blouses. Like, just dress up a bit and then have fun. And it's really nice. But I knew of that. And I took a lot of nice blouses. But they were so pretty dresses in summer in the first few weeks. And I'm hoping we're going to do that again, because now I also have like that kind of dresses that are appropriate for Thursday night dinner.
Good.
That are long and pretty and summery. Yeah, but that was another thing, because I was like, I knew they were pretty dresses, but that pretty, it was like, what?
Good.
I think, that would be.
Yeah. You're living in a boarding home called Björka. We've spoken about this before, which is a girls' home. You're 28 girls.
Yeah, about 28.
How would you describe sort of the vibe in your boarding homes? Or is it different from the other ones we have? We have 4 for girls and 4 for boys.
I don't really know if it's that much different from the other houses. And I don't want to say anything about the other houses, but speaking for Björka, I would say we're all very welcoming, very friendly. We can get loud because we are just like basically everyone's friends with everyone, which is really nice. And it feels like a second home.
Do you know how many nationalities you have in your boarding home? And I'm putting you on your spot here, but is it more than 10?
I don't know, because some are half something else.
Yeah, you have a few that basically
Yeah.
might have a Swedish citizenship, but
Yeah.
their families live somewhere all over.
Yeah, or they're like half Swedish, half Russian. I think there's some.
Yeah.
But some Germans, yeah, some Americans.
Yeah.
I think we have something for.
Would you say the boarding home that you actually living in is not much different from the other girls' boarding homes? Because we have, as we said before, we mix everything. So you have international students in all boarding homes. You have, depending on how old you are and sort of where you come from.
That's really nice because it's not like only one ring. It's like you have everyone from first to third ring, which I think is nice. I wouldn't say that it's that much different, but I've only lived in this one, so I can only speak for hours.
But you're happy living where you're living.
I'm happy where I live, and I think everyone gets along great in all the boarding houses.
Yeah, good. Would you say there is something totally normal at SSHL that would seem quite weird if you would tell your friends back in Germany?
I don't know if it's that weird, but especially like the Thursday night dinner that we're having this Thursday night dinner where we're dressing up every single time and then going to the dining hall. And they're all houses because normally we have dinner in our own boarding house because all boarding houses have dining hall. But Thursdays and Sunday nights we eat in the big dining hall. The big dining hall with everyone. And Thursdays we dress up, like you said.
Yeah.
So that would be the first thing. And then the second thing is Lexus, I would say. I think for other boarding schools in Germany, it's a bit different or they don't have it as strict. But we have Lexus. It's 1.5 hours a day from Mondays to Thursdays. And it's supposed to be there for you to do your homework, to actually take the time to do your homework. But of course, if you read a book or something, or just like being quiet is important during that time. But if you don't have anything to study, you can do something else.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Yeah. Have you ever had to explain, I wouldn't say Swedish tradition, because I think Sweden and Germany is quite alike, but maybe a tradition that SSHL has to someone from Germany and they thought, what's happening here?
I think the Swedish graduation tradition with the hats that you get, especially here, you get your at 50 days you get your boarding house hat or extern hat, and then on the day of graduation you switch it to the white one, right? The one traditional one that all other schools basically have when they graduate. I think that's very different from
How does it work in Germany when you graduate?
You just graduate and you get your diploma?
But no hats, no nothing.
I don't think you have hats for something. No. I don't remember.
Okay.
For my sister's graduation. Okay. But I don't think she had one. At least not the kind of hats we have. Do
you personalize your room in some sort to make it feel more like home?
I have personalized my room pretty much.
Can I tell if I walked into your room? But if I go into your room, can I tell that you're from Germany?
No, I wouldn't say so.
No.
Would you?
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not sure how a German room would look like, to be honest. But I know sometimes no, I couldn't tell. It looks pretty much
it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I just have a nice big rug in my room to make it more cozy, and I've got some pictures with me and my family and my animals on my wall. And then I have a little light thingy on the top that I put there.
Yeah.
And otherwise, it's not that much different. I put a bit more color in. I got my own bed sheets, so I have some more color there. But otherwise,
I would say our boarding homes are really nice. I've been to a lot of boarding schools around Europe, and our houses are really nice.
Yeah, I would say so too. That is also one of the reasons why I came here, because the facilities are just really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to sort of another sort of segment.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about food and culture.
Mm-hmm.
Swedish food. Do you love it, tolerate it, or do you miss your home cooking sort of German food?
Okay, so I need to say I miss the German fresh bread and like the fresh bread rolls and like pretzels. I really miss that.
Pretzels is very German.
It's bread is very German.
Yeah, and I know,
Yeah. And like the good German bread when you go to a bakery on Saturday
Yeah.
mornings and you just smell that.
Yeah.
I miss that a lot. Otherwise, the Swedish food is like there's some things that I really like. Some
Is
things.
it some Swedish food that's similar to German food? For people, students maybe who doesn't know the difference.
I don't know.
Okay.
I cannot think of something.
No, then it's probably not that much different. Maybe I don't know.
No, it is different.
I would say it's different, but
it's different. It is different, but I don't really know if there's that much of a similarity.
No.
Like,
then we have the
but
most.
It's good.
Then we have the most Swedish thing that we ever had. Do you know what that is?
Is it a Christmassy thing? Because then
No.
Okay, no.
It's fika.
Oh yeah.
You were talking about is it overrated or life changing?
Overrated or life changing?
Or somewhere in between. I don't know.
I mean, it is really good and it tastes really good, but I would not be able to eat it every day or like have it every day.
I don't think most people do though. Even if you if you ask someone outside who knows what fika is, they probably think that we do it every single day, which we don't. But
yeah, that is a thing that people think.
Yeah, I think so as well. That's all you do in the afternoon.
Yeah.
If
we don't study, we feed.
No, that's all you do. Yeah, you master that craft. What's the one snack or dish from your home country that you wish you could import to the dining hall?
To the dining hall?
Yeah, or it could be snack. It could be at a Cafe Humla, for example.
Pretzels.
Is it pretzel? Yes, that's what it is.
It's pretzels. What can I think of else? What is typically German? I don't know. I can just think of pretzels now.
Pretzel might work. We never know.
I would be happy. I would go to Homeland very often to get me a pretzel.
If we sort of go further and go into some sort of international community, do you feel like you picked up any new habits or words from the student around you? It could be other international students, could be Swedish students, because we have both. And we have both day students and boarding students.
I don't really think so.
Have you picked up any Swedish? Do you speak Swedish? Oh, my Swedish is very bad. Yeah, but you probably don't speak it that often. But can you understand it?
I understand a lot. As a German, you understand a lot.
Yeah. Is it anything cool that you learned from your international friends that also go here as a boarding students? Something that you didn't know, okay, this is how we do it in this country, or I don't know, it could be anything.
I think that's a difficult answer for me to answer specifically to SSHL because I have been in 2 other international schools and I've lived in 3 other countries.
Which countries are those?
Singapore, China, and Germany. And now Sweden.
Yeah. And Sweden and China, for example, is quite different.
Oh, it's very different. Yeah. It's very
different. How would you difference all the countries you lived in sort of school-wise?
School-wise?
Yeah.
Okay, so in every country except for Germany, I have been in the IB. So the IB is similar. I would say this school is is similar to my school in Singapore, and I love that school.
In what way?
The community and the teachers actually being interested in you. I would say that's a huge thing. Sometimes I can just stay after class, talk a bit to my teachers, and it's really nice to just have a conversation. And it's not it is teacher student, but you have the possibility to talk to your teacher without feeling weird or something. And that's really nice. It's
is that something
it's a nice atmosphere.
Is that something that's different from, say, German schools?
Yeah.
Is that
in my experience, it is different.
Yeah.
because I've never felt that comfortable with like talking about some problems to my German teachers in Germany.
Yeah.
But you also need to like point out that you live in a boarding school here. You have a lot of contact to your teachers. Like some teachers come to, maybe not yours, but they do come to the Christmas dinner, for example. Then you sit there with like 3 or 4 teachers and you have conversations and dinners, and they come by sometimes. So you do have like a closer connection and more contact to your teachers here than you might have in another school. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would say the teachers are really good.
Yeah.
Good. If you could describe your boarding house with only emojis, what would it be?
Ooh, I probably would choose like the purple heart emoji and like a really big smiley emoji.
If you could describe the actual school, SSHL, with only emojis.
Ooh. Oh, probably the tie emoji because of our uniform.
Okay. Yes.
And like, I don't know. Something very bright and pretty, maybe something yellow.
Yeah. Good. Some reflections so far. What's one thing living at SSHL that taught you about yourself?
Being more open to everything, to all the small things, because I'm stressed very quickly with like new things. But yeah, it's like handling stress better, being more comfortable to talking to different people. Like for example, I have like welcomed the Tribors I think 3 times now.
Yeah.
And I have been like representing my boarding house at the like alumni day. So like actually like getting out of myself and like talking and having conversations with people I don't know. I think that's a thing that has like SSHL taught me a lot. Yeah.
Would that be different to saying being here to being say in Germany if you wouldn't go to school there?
I mean, it is different because in Germany you don't have this kind of events.
No,
Like for example, tri-boarding. I think that is very unique and that is great. Like if you have the opportunity to tri-board before you come here, tri-board. Because just you get a feeling of how it is. And some people, that's just the thing. Some people just don't enjoy boarding school. I do.
No, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people that love it here, but I also know people that are like, oh, I thought a boarding school would be completely different.
Yeah.
And our boarding school is pretty fun. Like, we have pretty little rules. Like, we have rules, but it's not like, oh yeah, you're not allowed to
I think
go out.
in a way the rules, because you're gonna have it, you always have rules, but it's sort of, I would say it's a Swedish way. You need to be sort of a bit of an adult. These are the rules that we have, and you need to sort of go with that.
Yeah, like they want you to be independent.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. It's like we can go into town if we want. We can go to Stockholm on the weekends. We don't have that much of a limitation here. It's not that different from being at
as
home.
long as I guess you do what's expected. You do the right thing. You know exactly what you can do and what you cannot do. So fair enough. How do you stay connected with your sort of your German culture once you're here?
I mean, even though I'm a full boarder, I'm home pretty often, I would say.
Okay.
So, I go home pretty often because also, because we have dogs and horses.
Is it because you want to see your family, maybe your pets? Is it friends? Is it to go back to Germany because you're German?
I mean, I don't, because I didn't grow up in Germany directly, I'm not like that stick to
You're not
Germany.
basically typical German in that sense.
Yeah, but I mean, I miss my friends. I love seeing them when I go back home.
Yeah.
I love seeing my pets, and because of that, I'm just home very often. Yeah.
If you could take one memory from once you actually leave here, that you will never forget. Now you're going to be here for a while. You're not graduating in 2 weeks, but what do you think it will be? So far, then.
Yeah. What would it be? I think we have this thing called hemserien, and it's basically we have different competitions in different sports. For
I think it's
example,
8 sports that you compete against all the boarding homes throughout the whole
yeah, it
year.
might be.
Yeah, I
And
think
like
so.
volleyball. Then we also have multi-sports
Yeah,
and racket sports.
I think
And
it's
so it's like
basketball. Yeah,
it's different sports sometimes
Yeah.
put into one category.
yeah.
And my boarding house has won like the first one. We've won some this year.
Okay, good.
Very proud of that.
Yeah, which is well, it's an achievement.
I mean, we didn't win, but like
You came second, did you?
yeah, with 1 point.
Yeah, no, it's down to the last.
Yeah, it was 1 point.
Was it football?
Yeah, it was down
Yeah.
to football.
Should we tell should we tell the listeners who won?
Yeah.
It was Haga, was it?
Yeah, Haga.
Yeah. Another boarding home.
Yeah, they are also really amazing at sports.
Yeah, they actually the house next to you as well.
Yeah.
So you're both located, your neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. No, but when we won the first Hemsirian volleyball, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. It was really nice because you have the community in the house, but it has shown you that you have like the community, and like even though it was like in the beginning of the year, like everyone is like together and we work as a team, and we won, and it was like a really, really great feeling to just like know that we're not only like basically a house and a community inside our house, but also outside.
And I know that Hamiltonian, which involves staff as well, they make it into event once it's actually finals. It's an event.
It's an event.
With spectators and everything.
It's really nice, and I think that's also one thing that makes SSHL special.
Yeah. And if you could give, say, a tip to a student that's probably will start here, but they come from some country all over the world, what would that be? What tip would you give them?
Be open-minded.
Okay.
Be friendly. Always say hi. I know it's like you're always happy when someone says hi. It's just even if you don't say it at first and they're like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" You're just like, especially in the beginning, you feel so welcomed. Like, just always be open, always be friendly. And I don't really think you need to be shy because we're welcoming, we're friendly.
Yeah.
We're a nice community.
And I guess
we don't bite.
No, when you actually start here, you're one of many that sort of. You're not the only one that's starting.
When I started, there were a lot of people in my boarding house.
Yeah.
Was it like 11?
I don't know.
Maybe 11.
But it was quite a lot.
I don't know if it was 11, but we were a lot of new people.
Yeah. Would you say if you look at how school is now, compare it to the first month, what's different and what's... I understand it's different because everything was new.
Yeah.
But if you can look back, say in August, and think, okay, now it's May.
Oh, I stressed out way too much in the beginning of the year. What
was you stressing about?
My grades.
Ah, okay.
No, but it was like, oh, I have so much to do, so much to study. I have my first practice IA, this, that. Okay, my practice IA was in like December, but it was still like the beginning for me. But now, when it's like coming together and I have exam week next week, for example, and it's like basically it determines my DP1 grades, and I wrote my first real IA that is actually like part of like my final diploma grade.
Yeah.
And now I'm writing my HL essay. It's like, wow, I got a lot to do right now. And I wish it would be as calm as in the beginning of the year.
But I think as well, I guess what you can do, you will know. A lot of things is about routines as well. Yeah. Once you start, everything is new. New teachers, new students, new boarding.
That is made pretty easily for you because, we do have Lexis, we do have our, we have a schedule basically. We have a schedule outside of school. And I'm not saying that it's strict or like, oh my god, you have so many things to do. It's just, we always have dinner at the same time, at the same days. Like, the only time where it depends is Thursdays. Yeah. Like, sometimes it changes there.
Yeah.
But for example, on Mondays, we always eat dinner at 6. And on Tuesdays at 5:45. We do eat dinner pretty early for like as a German, I would say that's right.
Yeah.
I've also lived abroad, so I don't know if that's that different. But yeah, exactly. Like that is, you don't need to worry about that.
No. And as we know, there's a few, like in all boarding houses that will graduate 20th of May. So you will get new boarding mates in August again. So I'm not sure how many that's actually leaving Björka, but it's 6, 7, 8, 7, 8 maybe. So you will get 6, 7, 8 new boarding students coming into your boarding home, and then you're not
I'm excited
to
meet.
You're one of the older ones.
Oh.
And you're not that old.
And I'm going to graduate next year.
Yeah. I thought we end this with a segment which basically we're going to talk about how German students are, typically, generally. I'm not saying this is true. You have to say if it's true or not. I might be way off base here, but I'm pretty accurate. I think I am. You are the sort of the you can answer this better than I can. So I have 7 different sayings. You're going to tell me if it's true or not, if it's actually correct.
I think it still depends on like where have you lived before, and how were you raised, and which part of Germany were you raised. I think that depends.
Well, we'll see. We have there's 7 different ones.
I can answer it for me.
Yeah. So we'll see. And I've Googled this and I've done my research really well. So in my opinion, this is to 99% accurate. You might be different. You're German, so you probably know better than I. But I'm pretty confident in this one. So we start with the first one. German students often tend to be punctuality is very important for them. So, for example, Germans tend to value being on time. If class starts at 8 a.m., they likely be there at 7:55 and mildly stress if others aren't. Is that correct? Is that correct for you?
I mean, okay. For when I lived in Germany, that's very correct. I was probably always there early, except for when my train got delayed. Here, I must say, I leave the house at 55 or 65.
But you don't have. It's not that 56. Far to walk, to be honest.
No, it's like 3 minutes.
Okay, fair.
And if I have math, I'm in the bottom floor, so I just go through the door. And
is this because this is not correct for German students, or is this because you may be a little bit Swedish? In the way Swedish people are. I'm not saying we're late.
No, I get stressed very much when I'm late.
Okay. So
in that point, I would say if that is really a German thing, then I'm really German. I think I never got late for a class until now.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I'll give you an A for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I do leave the boarding house pretty late.
Okay, fair enough. Well, then you know you're going to be on time, so it's fair enough. Second one, structure and organization. This feels German. I'll tell you, from color-coded folders to having a weekly planner, many German students bring a sense of order and efficiency into both academics and everyday routines. Is this correct for German students? And is this correct for you?
I mean, I don't have color-coordinated folders, but my blouses do hang in a color-coordinated way in my wardrobe.
There you go. So far, I'm 2 for 2.
No, I would say I am very structured and I have a plan, because if you get more deadlines, because I mean, we work with ManageBack and SchoolSoft, which are great, and I love working with them. But it's better to have like a plan on paper where you can actually see, oh, this week I have the deadline. Maybe I should start working on it, because it's like 1,500 words essay.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't do that the day before, but maybe start the week before.
Yeah. So far, 2 for me.
Yeah.
I'm good. Number 3, directness. German students, they're known for being honest and straightforward. They'll tell you what they think in a kind way, and they appreciate a clear communication. Is this correct for German students? Is this correct for you?
I mean, it is correct for me.
But not for German students in general.
I don't know. I think that depends on the person.
I think it is correct, because it's in my paper.
Oh, okay, yeah, then it's, of course, it's correct.
Fair enough. But okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean,
Okay.
for me it is, but everyone is different.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Number 4, strong academic habits. Here we go. German students and German school systems are often rigorous, so many German students arrive well prepared and take their studies seriously.
I mean, I take my studies very seriously.
I know you do.
I think if you ask someone in the boarding house if I study a lot, they would all say yes. Because
But are you then the typical German student?
maybe
You might not be. I don't know.
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Are you a high achiever? Meaning, like you look.
I mean, I'm trying to. It's not that easy all the time, I would say. For some people, I would say they have like their study techniques and they have been in IB for like since MYP.
Yeah.
I have been in PYP and 1 year of MYP, and then I was back in German system, and then I came here. So for me, everything was like, what? And then there were like things that I really did not know, because in Germany they might have been next year, or like, I don't know. It's very like, it was hard for me to like be here in the school system at first in IB with like the workload and like that much. But if you study a lot, if you just try your best, it's fine.
If I would ask your best friend in school, how good is Carolina in school? What would you say you're really good? And you really study motivated, you really study hard.
Probably they would say, yeah,
okay,
I'm study motivated.
Yeah. Good. So far, I wouldn't say 5 for 5, but 4 for 5.
Yeah.
Number 5, loyalty and deep friendships. While they might seem a little bit reserved at first, German students often form a strong, lasting friendship and are incredibly loyal once trust is built. Is that correct for German students, and is that correct for you?
I would say both. Like, I think in the beginning I was very outward going, like wanted to be friends with everyone. But now I'm like settling back, like observing first.
Yeah. It might be that you sort of people are different.
Definitely.
Number 6, this you will love. Love of discussions and debates. Whether it's politics, philosophy, or environmental issues, German students often enjoy deep discussions and value critical thinking. Is this a typical German student? And is this actually you?
Typical German student, I don't know. Like,
would you say it's a typical Swedish student?
I think, yeah. I think they like to debate.
But you, if I would guess, you would love to debate. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
If you ask me, you would any topic. I mean,
we have a debate team.
Yeah, there you go.
If anyone joins and likes debating, we have a debate team.
Are you on the debate team?
I wanted to join, and then I never found the time.
Okay, so you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Okay.
No, I never did, but I signed up for it the first time. Yeah. Yeah,
fair enough. And then finally, the last one. German students are great with rules, but also breaking them creatively. The German students, they're rule followers until they decide the rule doesn't make any sense. Then you will get a full argument on why it should be changed. Is this typical German student? Is this typical you? I think the discussion why it should be changed is very true. I don't know for every German, but for me it is. The part with breaking the rules is not true for me. Okay. Is there any rules in the school or in the boarding homes that you think, I don't think that actually managers would actually change that rule to something else? Now we need to think which rules we have. Because I just do it normally. That means that you don't follow any rules. Or it's just, no, for you, it's just... For me, it was normalized. It was normal. Like, the rules were not... And then I have a final question. I got on this, I'm not going to tell you who it's from. Someone in some boarding homes and told me, ask this. I'm not sure if it's true. Is it true that no one beats German students at card games or board games in the boarding house?
Oh my god, I don't play board games
Oh,
or card games. No.
Okay, so then it's not true then.
Maybe I'm not that typical of German.
No.
I know that there are some Germans in my house that play card games and board games, and they're not bad at it. So
Okay.
maybe it's true.
Maybe it's true.
We'll stay in mystery.
I can't tell you the source, but this I've heard.
I want to know the source now.
I can't tell you. I'm gonna have to kill you.
Oh.
That was pretty much it. I thought I got a pretty good picture of how it is to be a German international boarding student.
It's really nice to be a boarding student.
Would you recommend? I've asked you this before. Would you recommend this school? Well, you probably would because you go here. But
it would be bad if I
put it this way: if you could change something in the school, you could have one thing you could change that you think this would be really good to have or do. What would it be?
Only early Lexus.
Okay.
Maybe that and earlier brunch. Yeah.
You mean earlier brunch at weekends?
Mm-hmm.
How early?
Like at least 10.
When does it start?
10:30.
That's 30 minutes.
Yeah, but I have tutoring at 11 on weekends. Because I take German self-taught. And my tutor has time on weekends.
Then.
So I eat before, but sometimes it's stressful.
Because I would ask most of the other boarding students, they would say, no, it can't be not early. They're almost going to be there.
No, I mean like not shorten it or like move it up. Just make it bigger. Oh, yeah. I think that would be my one thing, but it's like a minor thing.
Yeah.
And no one cares, like.
And with that, I'm happy for today.
Thank you for having me.
The 7th episode.
The 7th? Oh.
Yeah. And I think like we always do, you end it with whatever you say.
Dankeschön und auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss.